Hello. Ah, tabarnak. What do you mean Pope isn't there? Okay, I'll find him. Have you seen Pope? Where is he? Oh, come on, pick up. Going to voicemail. Hello, Mr. Pope. Luc Duchesne speaking. You know the guy sitting right across from you in the office? The show's about to start, and I don't know where the fuck is my oath. Move! The show!
Oh, hey!
Buddy, how you doing?
Justin and Craig, the Rainbow Six community developers. How you guys doing? Doesn't matter, I don't have time! No, I do need a coffee. Oh, hey, can I get a coffee with 5 pumps of pumpkin?
First?
Great. Perfect, thanks, I'll pay you later.
Hey, here's your soup!
Yes!
Go in!
And that is called the Warrior Training Program. And the Warrior Training Program is a thing where we enlist you, our veteran players, to play with newcomers. If you group up with newcomers and play matches, you only have to do 5 matches with them, but I encourage you to do more. Over the course of this free weekend, basically show them the ropes, help them get into the game and understand how to play. You and that new person will be rewarded with our brand new champion status. So we've always had champion status, but we've revamped it in Season 6. It's giving out a lot more XP.
And this is also true for the session hosts migration. Yes, since we have a full mesh now, even if the OS is having a different connection, like for example, Wi-Fi that is having difficulties, it will not impact the other devices. It will be contained in that on several regulars. That's really cool. And then other cool, awesome side effects, positive side effects, we have difficulties making a mention when they were having either a orange or a red net, which was strict.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Just a reminder, Season 6 is called Heroes March. It's on a screen. It's over there, kind of. It's also on that screen you just saw. Heroes March, and it kicks off on May 17th. And also a quick reminder, Twitch drops are happening during the show.
Why with the Peacekeeper? Because she's a little bit weak, and we think she needs a... No. It's because... Yes, she's a really strong character. It's too limited, and you don't play with the full potential of the character. It's too limited, and you don't play with the full potential of the character.
Send the enemy a gift.
Moves in order to make her playstyle a little bit more interesting. Not only as fighting with her, but also fighting against her. So maybe, Steph, you can give us... So how does it work now?
So now it works the other way. You throw a heavy from any direction you want, and the dagger cancel always comes out top. So you see... And we did the same thing on her zone attack dagger cancel of the second hit. So we hope this means that PKs will throw the dagger cancel and, throw the zone attack and finish with a dagger cancel sometimes. Sometimes throw the zone attack and show you what the second hit of the zone attack, the real second hit. I don't know if it... Which kind of was, but kind of not quite enough, I think. So here we've changed the input. This is a big deal. So now it's on. Kind of was, but kind of not quite enough, I think. So here we've changed the input. This is a big deal. So now it's on. Which kind of was, but kind of not quite enough, I think. So here we've changed the input. This is a big deal. So now it's on.
The initiating aspect of the chains, going aspect of the chains, going.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. So the first thing, it's one of his most iconic moves, the Storm Rush. And know that move is it's gonna actually be useful and not just a show-off move, right?
Yeah, exactly. Before it was super telegraphed, this would mean that it's gonna come from his right. But now, as you can see, one is moving the stick around. So maybe this attack will come from a different direction. You want to let it fly? Oh, it came from left. Holy smokes. It's good. And it can come from top, and it can come from right. This is the first hit in the chain.
Yeah.
Now, yeah? Do you wanna throw it Awesome.
So you can start chaining now with that move. And we'll come back bit later on the Orochi's chains, because we've made some changes also on that front. But just before going there, there is another really iconic move of the Orochi's that has changed, which is the Riptide Strike.
Yes. So Storm Rush we changed because Orochi had weak initiation opportunities, and Riptide Strike we're changing because we want Orochi to be good at counterattack. Heavy finisher.
Okay.
Let it fly.
I did the heavy
What is
finisher.
Storm Rush
P.
attempt.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, good, good. Just stay alive.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, 1-1.
I'm losing because I'm jet lagged.
Yeah.
Really good. They're awesome. It's really great to work with those guys. They are the team that created for us the whole revamp.
It's a samurai map. So before we even get into the details, what modes is this playable on?
So this map is playable in Dominion, Skirmish, Elimination, Brawl, and Duel.
Excellent.
Yep. So I think people will be happy to get a new Dominion map this season.
So as you can see, you spawn directly inside like a Japanese fortress. So I'm not going to spoil the reveal that we're going to have on the other side, but that's basically it. So like Edgar showed us already, like that you have there's a courtyard at your back when you spawn with those big two statues. So it's pretty impressive. So now you get into the like a kind of big gatehouse.
Yeah.
And then you end up on the ramparts. And you arrive in the first capture point that we call the armory.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it's full of like swords and katanas and all kinds of weapons that you can find in the game. Those big shields on the walls. So it's also a deadly space because there are some spikes here and there. There's like a kind of a workstation so they can repair all these weapons. So this is basically the first capture point that you're going to encounter.
Yeah, this is the capture point that's closest to the defender spawn. So they'll be most likely wanting to cap this one at match start.
And here we discover the rest of the map.
Which is the surprise, because this is really based on that map of the campaign that we showed 2 years ago, and that was really well appreciated by players. So we had that idea since the beginning that it would have been super interesting to have a PvP map inside this map, because the feeling was great, the ambience, that feeling of D-Day, when you
Viking D-Day.
The Viking D-Day when they read into that fortress was super interesting. So I thought it could sound easy to do. Let's just change the game mode. It's not that easy at all.
Of course, we couldn't just take that exact map.
Oh no, those guys worked really hard.
Because it's a totally different. You cannot do a linear a campaign map as you do a PvP. So we had to reshuffle all the landmarks, all the layout itself. So there are some similarities, but everything has been revamped to give a really new fleshed out experience.
And Ed, you pointed out to me that it's a very symmetrical map, yeah?
Yes. So it's close to the type of map of Citadel Gate. So it's kind of like the capture points are offset, and it follows in that sort of design.
So here you can recognize the boats that we have on the campaign as well. So we rework them as well. There's a lot of work that's been done on the ground. And make sure that everything is balanced. So you will, for the ones who play the campaign, it will look familiar.
Yeah. So this is actually the attacker. The intro of the attackers coming in here is pretty badass. You see them; they're actually on the ship, similar to the campaign intro cinematic that we showed at E3 2 years ago. When you play this map in Dominion, you have a similar sort of the attackers disembarking the ships and raiding, starting to run up the beach and starting to raid the castle. So it's pretty cool.
Just quick apologies to chat. We're also seeing the frame rate issues right now. I think we just have a PC issue up here.
So it's not prime in the map because
no.
On the computer it's running perfectly well, but we have some network issues, I guess.
Yeah.
So you have quite a few navigational flows that lead to each capture point. So I think they work very well. It's also a bit one of our smaller sized Dominion maps, I would say.
So it's faster paced.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I like the pacing of those kinds of maps.
So this is the second capture point. So basically, you can come from like the first from the ground compared to the other one where you have to take a ladder and a ramp. This one is like the what we call the ballista area, because basically there's a kind of there's a foundry at the back where they are like making those huge artillery weapon. And it's a two-story capture point, so it's a bit different from the one on the other side. And here again, you have a nice view on the battlefield down the lane, so it's pretty interesting. So you can spot everywhere. So there's a really strategic component to that map.
Really good death from above possibilities. Huh?
Yeah, it's a capture point that is a little bit tough to take if it's well defended, because there's a lot of DFA opportunities on it. It's really interesting.
And you can look in. What's interesting here is that you can see the other capture point, so you can see if your buddies need help or if
taunt the opponent.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can have a guy on the opposite side and have a taunting battle. Then of course have someone come up behind you and put an axe through your head.
I look forward to seeing those memes.
Yep.
Got some fire traps here.
Yeah, there are a few dangers like this. Like there's a pit down there where you can throw people directly on the spikes.
Spikes weren't enough, so they put fire on the spikes.
Spike doesn't kill you.
Deadly spikes.
So you get roasted, you get put on the spike. Right? So here we see the map in a Vulcanine type of environment with the snow at Petit Matin, if I can say.
Right? Yeah, that's exactly Petit Matin. That's how it's called.
For Christian. But of course, the map is different. If you play it in the mire, it's gonna get a little bit more rainy at night.
In the mire, it actually looks very similar to that campaign mission we have in the game, so people feel pretty nostalgic about that one.
And also we have an asphalt version of it, a little bit more dry and more during daytime. So that's really a nice map. It's really cool to play. Really fast paced. I really like the map.
Yeah, I like the size of it.
Really cool.
I like it's the small contained size.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. There's a lot of elevation, so it makes it different from the other ones.
Again, kudos to the guy at Gobo, because they did really an amazing job with that map.
Cheers, guys. I was told that they're probably going to be drinking beer and watching, because it's the end of the day for them. So cheers. So what you see there in the blue is actually the color that will change with your swatch.
Exactly. So on paint and the gems for this one.
Oh, the gems as well?
Yep.
Oh, damn.
That's fucking beautiful. Wow. Same thing for this one.
Very cool.
Yeah, the red on the shield. Exactly. So the paint, the gems on the top here. So.
Is that like a dragon and a priest with a sword?
You know, when we were preparing the build with Anthony, we were debating on, okay, what color is the pleasure?
Oh, man.
So as you know, also we're working with the texture artists on developing different materials, different recipes. Sometimes we experiment a little bit more.